Helo, pnawn da, pawb. Dwi'n trio siarad yn y Gymraeg to offer my thoughts on completing 2 levels of Deud Rhywbeth yn y Gymraeg, neu Say Something in Welsh. Firstly, diolch a Aaron, a Iestyn, a Catherine, a pawb. Thank you for this community. Thank you for welcoming me in. Dwi wedi bod yn dysgu Cymraeg am tua 6 mis. Nes I mwynhau dysgu siarad Cymraeg. So, what's been good? What have I struggled with? What am I not so sure about? And what do I think could be done to improve? This will be a mix of Cymraeg, Saesneg, because I don't really know as much as I would like to know, but that might be more on me. So, the good, the challenges have been fantastic. I really like this way of learning. I think it's really stressful, but it's meant to be. And I have definitely had my moments at the end of challenges. I remember level 2, challenge 10 in particular, swearing full-heartedly at Aaron for the challenge and hating it, and then 2 or 3 challenges later knowing the words. So there's some method that we have to live with, and there's definitely some madness attached to it. I really like listening to Radio Cymru. I love picking up some of the words that I hear, and I've enjoyed the elements when I've interacted with a really great community of people. So, things that haven't been so good. I've never felt like I had enough vocab to speak for longer than about 10 minutes. I managed 15 minutes speaking with someone from the SSIW community, but I never had the confidence to speak more than that with anyone else because I thought I'd go fully Winglish. So I basically didn't do that, and that's a lot on me, but I'd like to know ways in which I could do more of that. Another thing that didn't quite work for me, too many texts, quite a lot to start with and then too little of them later on. So download Amkuni and then barely use it. Use SoundCloud at the start and then again later on, barely use it. I think unless there's a sort of task to join in with the forums, I stayed very much away from them. I never felt confident in terms of interacting, and yeah, I felt slightly anxious and nervous about doing that. So I think if there were things that said, listen to the challenges, 1 or 2 a week, and then maybe, you know, interact with someone, especially later on in level 2 from about challenge 15 onwards. So more things that link to SoundCloud, more things that link to Amkuni, other things like that. So things I wasn't sure about. I'm not entirely sure about the listening exercises and the chipmunks. Well, maybe I missed out on this. Maybe I need to see some transcripts later on. I completely understand that it's important to listen and speak first before reading, because the English vocab is would take you down a completely different path compared to the Welsh one. But yeah, I didn't find that easy. Maybe it's again linked to listening to, or not doing the speaking challenges later on. So what would I say? I've really enjoyed it. I said that earlier in Welsh, and I've enjoyed the journey, perhaps more so than the destination. I never really had a goal that I would be a Welsh speaker. I just dwi'n dod o Glyncyrchiog, so near Llangollen, and I wanted to immerse myself in the Welsh language because it's part of the culture, and I feel like I've done that a bit more, and I enjoy learning for the sake of it. And maybe one day I'll do level 3. What I want to do now is just get out and try my Welsh with some sympathetic and kind people, because again, the lack of vocab, I'm really struggling to know what to do with that. But anyway, moving on, what could help? I think it really ramped up towards the end of level 2, and more advanced notice of speaking for 30 minutes, for an hour, and then an hour every day would help. And then it was great to be able to start to do that for 15 minutes or whatever, half an hour, with someone from the Say Something in Welsh community. But then to talk to someone else was a bridge too far, and I know that's partly on me. But maybe keeping it within the community would have at least allowed that. And I learnt some really good stuff from them, but do'n i ddim dal yn gwybod bo fi'n gwybod digon o gair I siarad yn y Gymraeg. I still don't think I know enough. And I have, looking at some words here, nes I ffeindio anodd I siarad yn y Gymraeg. Although I've really enjoyed, as I said, the learning challenge of it. What else could I tell you? For anyone thinking about learning it, and I didn't know any Welsh 6 months ago, I would say give it a go and stick with it. Certainly the listening, certainly the challenges. It's a really great method in terms of hearing Aaron tell you and then trying to fill it in the gaps, trying to repeat it before you hear both Catherine and Aaron repeat it. You won't necessarily get it straight away, but 2 or 3 challenges down the line, I think you will. As I say, I think perhaps some more vocab. It's great that you can gossip about other people's kids, but actually, how do you, maybe some signposting to other things, to other vocab, if you're, if you don't have kids, for example, or if you want to talk about other things. I can talk about the football, I can talk about meeting with friends. What else perhaps could I have learned? And maybe some signposting to some good resources for vocab, and some places I could listen to the pronunciation of those as well. I think that's the other thing that put me off. If I didn't know the word, I was never sure how I might then pronounce it, because it is very, very different from English. So that's my thoughts. It's a really great program, thank you. I feel like I've had a really good 6 months. I have benefited hugely from learning and from speaking to myself. I've always felt confident in doing that, and it's a great introduction. And the community out there, through Slack and through the SSIW forum, and actually also through Facebook, are starting to point me in lots of different directions. So I'm going to try keeping it up, and I hope soon that I'll get into level 3, and who knows, maybe boot camp or something else in the future. So that's it. Diolch yn fawr iawn, and as Aaron would say, hwyl am y tro.